I want to say that we have a good interview, long time coming
Yes.
interview this morning. Who do we have with us, brother?
This gentleman is one of the hardest working people in the gospel music business. This gentleman is an artist. He's a radio personality. He owns his own label. He's a choir director. He is every man. It's all in him. None other than Trevone Perry. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you for all of the accolades, man. I got to get me some of those things, like with my own record label. I kind of am my own label, but not yet, not yet.
So I must be speaking prophetic, huh?
Well, to be honest, I think you're speaking right because, to be honest, everything when it comes to do with music, I do it. So I guess I am my own record label. I am independent artist.
Well, I'm gonna start off. This is Dr. LT, and I want to start off with my with the beef moment.
You don't need no beef today.
I have a beef moment with the brother. Can I have my beef?
Yeah, have your beef.
Brethren,
Yes, bro.
I want you to know that on behalf of all your fan base around the world and the country, they so upset that they can't see your face and they only get to see this fly photo of you. So you're going to have to come back when we can see your face too, so that they won't be like saying, they won't be like saying, well, did y'all ban him? I'm like, no, he just couldn't do it. Based on his scheduling, he had to go with the phone call, old school with us.
Amen.
A little old school today, a little old school.
Right. Now, brother, let's talk about your start in music. I know you work with your parents. Let's talk about your foundation.
Well, the foundation was my aunt. My aunt, Deborah Pritchard Stevenson, had a ministry for over 40-odd-something years.
Wow.
Called Deborah Stevenson and the Pritchard Ensemble. So we were forced to sing, and I do mean forced, literally. We were forced Joe Jackson in the female version.
Right.
I did not want to do it, to be honest. I wanted to run the streets. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And at an early age, I started discovering, because of her, that I had a gift to write music. So although I didn't like to sing as much as my brother and my sister did, because they were really, really great at it, and really still great at it. I call my brother the GOAT, because I just don't know any vocalist that can touch him. I mean, I'm not just saying that because he's my brother, because I'm a tough nut to crack. I mean, I'm really hard. So I didn't really want to do that, but early on she got us started, man, and I found out I had such a strong love and passion for music, and I had the ability to write songs at an early age, and that pushed me later on further down the road to just start getting together with some friends and start, just picking their brain and giving them some songs that I thought was cool, and they thought it was cool, and we started singing it, and thus being 13 years later, you still have Trevone Perry and Team DP.
Right.
Well, at that time, it was Divine Purpose.
Yes.
So what you saying, my brother, is through your abuse you found your passion.
Well, come on in here. Come on in here. If you want to put it, if you want to put it like that, that's a good way to put it.
It wasn't no abuse. It was tough love. Praise God.
No.
It was. It was you was going to do. See, these kids today is all over the place. It was you going to do what I say, whether you want to or not. Nowadays,
Come on.
in church, I don't even think there's any more church choir. In most churches I go to, it's hard to get these kids to participate in music and things like that. We had no choice.
Come on.
We had no choice.
Well, let me say this, and I said that specifically because many times when parents and relatives have expectation and requirements of young people, people always want to say that they're being abusive or they're being controlling. And I always try to help people to understand that our parents, because they have gone through something, saw long before we could see our gifts and our talents, and sometimes they had to guide us even when we didn't want to be guided. And that's what I want to say. So what other people might call abuse, we called it tough love. We called it vision. We called it seeing beyond what our kids could see. And last but not least, we just called it good parenting.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
And the person wasn't trying to be your friend then. They were trying to parent you because they saw what God showed them of their seeds. Now everybody trying to be their children's friend.
Rob, we can have a whole nother show about that.
Yes.
Parenting versus friendship.
Yes.
You should. Now, I agree that you should have some kind of level of trust with your children to the point where they should be able to talk to you about anything. However, I never want my sons to get it twisted at the end of the day. I am still your father, and you're going to respect me as such. I'm not your homie. And that's what these children need to know. Because you're right, that is a big problem in our society.
Yes, but they'll dance to Cardi B, and some of those sanctified parents will buy them tickets to see Cardi B.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I believe in balance. At the end of the day, I just teach my kids the right from wrong, and at the end of the day, they have to develop and learn that for themselves. At the end of the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they grow old, they won't depart. I'm grateful for the way I was brought up, and my son is learning the same traditions and things, and it's not just about religiosity, because we were brought up on a lot of stuff that may have not sent us to hell. They told us if you went to movies, you was going to hell back in the day, and things like that. We come to find out that part is not true. But now I understood why they tried to keep us away from certain things, because they knew what it was going to result to later.
Yes.
So, brother, just for clarification, what part of the country you in? Because originally I thought you was from Willacoochee, Georgia, but where are you from?
Man, I am from Brooklyn, New York. I know you hear me talking. You know I am from the Willacoochee, Georgia.
Baby, you know where I got that from, right?
Where?
From Cedric the Entertainer on the Steve Harvey show. He said, I'm from Willacoochee, Georgia.
Well, yeah. Cedric is country. Right. Me.
Now, my question to you is, with your group, where have you been and performed, and what are your favorite and least favorite venues?
I'm not going to tell you the least favorite venues, but listen, I'm going to say this much. We have been all over the world. We have been blessed to do Tracy Artist, I Hear Music in the Air conference for the past couple years in a row, where we was on the bill with Fred Hammond and Leandra Johnson and cats like that, and Isaac Caree, and we've been blessed to go to the SOAR Awards and perform as well. Do tribute to Bishop Hezekiah Walker and Jay Moss, and from every stage I've been on down to Sister Shirley's birthday concert. I appreciate every last platform I've been on, because I always say you never know who's in the audience that's going to give you your next opportunity, or you're going to bless, even more importantly, that you're blessed and give them the strength to keep going on. And it's really in those moments like that where I wanted to walk away and give up, that somebody would come to me and say, yo, bro, that song, oh, my God, it blesses me. And that lets me know I'm in the right vein, and I'm going to keep going.
That's right.
So, brother, and I want to ask this question in the midst of this season. You said you're in Brooklyn, New York, right?
Yes, sir.
How are you faring? Because, I came to New York in the winter season, and I had my heavy California coat on, and it was like a windbreaker. How are you faring in the weather, and are you ready to come to God's country?
Oh, man, well, facts. But, I'm used to this weather. Right now, I'm outside. I was outside just a few moments ago with my coat open. I mean, this is nothing to us. We are not fazed by this. We're used to this. But I'm always down for some... we got California, right?
Yes, sir.
LA?
Sunny San Diego.
I'm always down. I'm always down for some California sunshine now.
Amen. So if I come in this, I'm put you on the spot. If the next time I come to New York, tell me 3 places that I have to go. 1, to go to church, 2, to go and eat, and 3, to meet some down home Brooklyn folks.
Well, if you want to come to church, I would say the CCC, the Brooklyn Tabernacles, the Bishop Hezekiah Walker Church, Dr. Kevin Bond, which is my pastor, those kind of churches. You see a Citadel, you got to go to those places. If you're going to go to get something to eat, you got to go, depending on what your palate is calling for. You want some soul food, you got to go out to Harlem, go to Amy Roof's, go to Sylvia's. If you want some little cheesecake, if your palate is requiring some dessert, you need to go down to Junior's and get you some famous cheesecake, the one that P. Diddy made making in the band walk over the one he made them walk over the bridge for. You'll see why he made them walk over the bridge for the cheesecake. There's places like that. You got to hit up those kind of places when you come in. And New York has a plethora of places, man. We'll be here all day naming all the spots you need to hit up.
Right. Now, if you weren't doing music and stuff, what would you be doing?
You really want to know the truth, Rob?
Yes, sir.
I'd probably be in jail.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Well, Lord, have
You
mercy.
No,
Hallelujah.
that's
said,
real
Lord have
talk.
Right.
no, no, that's real talk, Rob, because although I was brought up and raised in the church and all that good stuff,
Uh-huh.
I did have a moment in a few years where I did stray away, and I was out there in the streets hanging and banging and slanging and all of that other
Right.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if it had not been for God, I know when people say that, it's really cliche-ish,
Right.
but I mean it. Like, if it had not been for God stepping in
Yes.
and changing me when he did, and me making the conscious decision to walk away, because see, people get that twisted. They think God is going to force you to do something.
No, sir.
No, what he did was he sent the warning, and I took heed. I took heed to the warning, and I got out. He sent a few warnings, actually. Sometimes you don't get it the first time. You got to send another one. So he sent a few warnings, and I got the point. I said, okay, God, I get it. So I'll probably either not be here or I'll be in jail.
Well, thank God
So,
for
so,
that.
so, brother, I'm gonna ask
Music
you.
saved my life.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
So, and saying that and knowing that so many of our young men have gone that way, what would your message be to them today that might help a young person shift and go in the right direction?
Well, for one, get you a good leader. Get you someone a good confidant, someone that can give you some spiritual guidance. The Bible says a wise man seeketh counsel. Even you have to be smart to realize you need somebody smarter than you to walk you through some things that you may not have no clue about.
Right.
So, for one, get you some good leadership. Know who you are. Discover who you are. Pray. Ask God, what is my purpose? I'm glad you brought that up about the clothing line, Robert. My clothing line, that's what it's all geared to. Team DP, Team Divine Purpose. Why hate when you can live in purpose? Hashtag. That's the hoodies I'm pushing right now.
Right.
And the point is, you don't never have to hate on nobody when you know who you are.
Yes.
We are all gifted to do something. You know what I'm saying? We are all gifted, whether that is to cook, clean, wash, sing, pray, dance. We all are gifted to do something in our own special way that nobody else can do. When you find out who you are, you'll be fulfilled and you won't want nobody else's gift. That's the issue that we have, is too many of us want what we're not supposed to be.
Covered, yeah.
Find out who you are, and in those things, you'll live in your purpose, and you'll be better off because of it. And you'll have the good things that God has for you.
Right, because
And
ain't nothing like being
that's the
you.
best way to go.
Ain't nothing like being on
Man,
purpose. Nothing like being
let
on
me tell you
purpose.
something. And when you're not you, we're going to know it. Because when you ever see somebody like, that's so-and-so, they remind me of so. They're not being their authentic self, and therefore what they're trying to convey, it doesn't cross over to
Exactly.
what they want. It doesn't cross over, it doesn't translate over, and then we don't respect them anyway because we know who they're trying to be.
Right.
We have them already.
Come on.
Be you.
Now, my other question to you is, let's talk about your radio. Let's talk about what you're doing with radio, because that's a special bond that we have, because we're both radio people and we're both artists. Let's talk about that side of Mr.
Okay. Man, now, I didn't even know I would like doing radio, to be honest. That's something that just happened. This is what I'm saying. When you find your purpose, all types of things just start coming your way. From one tree grows many branches.
Mm-hmm.
All I wanted to do was sing. Was do music, was write and sing with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
In that, the clothing line came. Out of that, the radio show came. Out of that, the promotion came. But then it turns out I have a natural act for it because I'm just naturally, get blessed to do what I do. I have the grace to do radio. I have the grace to captivate an audience and to talk and to, for you to actually be interested in what I'm talking about.
Right.
And so that's a whole gift. People don't understand it's more than just getting on the mic and saying, hey, my name is DJ Jazzy Jeff, and we'll listen to my radio show. Why are we listening to your radio show? What kind of content are you putting out there? What kind of conversations are you having that translate with the people to make us be like, okay, I want to listen to these people because they're talking about real stuff. Say what you want about a Charlemagne, the God, but the Breakfast Club is interesting every morning. That's why we all tune in.
Exactly.
You never know what they're crazy behind going to talk about because it's just real. It's real talk.
Right. I totally agree. And you have to know and be receptive to what to talk about at what time of radio because you have so many people listening and they're going through so much in these days and times. So it is a gift, and I never thought about it like that. But since you said it, it really is a gift, and you have to have a knack for it.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. And if you don't, that'll show too. Nobody will listen to you.
Exactly. So my next question is, your writing. Have any of your music been placed on anybody else's projects?
Oh yeah, quite a few. Janethia Wright, I have a song called "Amazing God" on that project. Shout out to her. That's Pastor David Wright, wife. That's the late great Timothy Wright's son. He's
Yes.
carrying on the legacy. His wife. They brought me in and hired me to do some stuff on their project, and I did it. I'm on Tyrese Gamble and Testimony. They got a project coming out soon,
Uh-huh.
and they going back and doing one of my first they doing my first single ever. We're so glad to be alive. They're gonna re-record that,
Hmm.
and I got a couple of other things in the works, man. I got a couple of other things in the works for quite a few artists. So I just got to keep that under wraps for now
Right.
until it's set in stone.
What I like about you too is that you serve. The Voice of Citadel is a Stellar Award nominated choir, and you serve
Yes,
as a
sir.
director. Let's talk about the importance of, like you said, you talked about being covered, but also let's talk about being active in your local assembly because a lot of these young people want to be grand and want to be the big name artists, but they have no covering for one, and for two, they're not developing their skill in music.
Yeah, I had my years of being a servant. I'm still a servant at the
Hmm.
end of the day, and I had many years of being a servant for years while I was going up and down the road and traveling locally with my group. I was still serving at my church, my local church, every Sunday
Hmm.
as one of the choir directors, whether I direct or whether I had something to do with it or not. I was in my place every Sunday for years. I do no longer direct the choir because things just started transpiring. I want to be able to give my all
Right.
to something. So if I can't give my all, I'm not going to do it. However,
Hmm.
I did that for several years. I mean, for umpteen years, serving my pastor. And I still go to the church. I still serve my pastor. I'm just
Hmm.
not serving in that capacity anymore because
Right.
with my own, with what I have going on,
Hmm.
it's just a lot. And to be honest, the church choir is not doing as much as we used to do. So the choir has kind of even been chill. But there are some more things. Y'all keep your ears to the ground because I'm going to be writing some on their up and coming project. My church choir's up and coming project, and that's going to be crazy.
Man, I think it's awesome, and I'm totally in support of what you're doing. And I want you to be encouraged and keep on pushing forward because God has given you so many things that the world needs, and He knows what He's doing when He gives what He gives to us. Um, let's talk about your latest single.
Oh man, strong victory. Strong victory came to me at a very pivotal moment in my life. And God gave me the revelation to it. And He said, strong victory is going to be that thing you see no more. There's some things that He makes your footstool.
Hmm.
There's some of your enemies that He makes be at peace with you. But then in some cases, there's some things He totally gets rid of in your life, and you don't have to deal with it no more. And to me, that's what strong victory is.
Wow. And you know what? It's so hard sometimes when God is elevating you because He separates you from your comfort as in people or whatever, and you have to go that road alone. But the bigger thing is He has such a big plan and a masterful plan for us. So this song is very, very befitting for now. How
Yes, sir.
can your our followers and viewers follow your ministry or
Yeah,
contact you?
simple. IG. I'm everywhere on social media. IG Trevone Perry underscore on Twitter, just at Trevone Perry. Facebook Trevone Perry Divine Purpose because I'm out of friends on my regular page. However, send me a request. I'll delete somebody for you. So I'm just I'm everywhere, man. Just
Right.
look me up.
Right. Well, we appreciate you for taking this time because I know you have a busy schedule today. But on behalf of GOD Radio One Wake Up Morning Show, we appreciate you and we're thankful for you. And let us know when we can help push that next single or that next project because we're all about independent artists and enabling and supporting all of us to keep pushing forward. Now
Yes, sir.
set us up for this song and we'll introduce it to the people.
Listen, Callie, I want you to know that your better days are just ahead of you, man. You got strong victory, my brother, my sister. You can make it. Hold on. Strong victory is coming.
In the Bible.